You didn't arrive here by accident. You didn't stumble into these words because of an algorithm glitch or a random scroll. This message found you because something inside your field called for it. The universe does not play dice with your soul. It arranges synchronicities, nudges unseen pathways, and bends probability until you land exactly where you need to be. And here you are. There is a whisper that has followed you, a pulse at the edge of your awareness, reminding you that life is not happening to you. It is happening through you. The truth is more radical than anything you've been taught. You are not manifesting reality. Reality has been manifesting through you all along. Every breath you take is a signature stamped into the quantum field. Every thought is a vibration weaving itself into the unseen tapestry of creation. You are not an outsider trying to pull miracles down from the sky. You are the instrument through which the cosmos plays its song. Feel this for a moment. The beating of your heart is not only biological, it is a drum syncing you to the rhythm of galaxies, the way light catches your eyes, the way you sense when someone is about to call you before the phone rings, the way dreams sometimes echo into waking life. All of it is proof that your consciousness is not contained within your skin. You extend into the quantum field like roots under the soil, like constellations mirrored in the night sky, and that field responds, always. Most people don't notice. They live in loops of old identity, reacting, recycling the same thoughts, the same fears, the same narratives. They believe they are trying to create reality, when, in truth, reality has been flowing through them like a current, waiting for permission to break free. They mistake resistance for destiny. They confuse noise for silence. But your presence here, signals something different. You've reached the threshold where the veil is thinning. Imagine this, particles drifting in superposition, infinite possibilities existing at once, nothing fixed until consciousness collapses the wave into matter. Scientists call this the observer effect. Mystics call it divine co-creation. The ancient prophets knew, the sages intuited, and now quantum physicists confirm, reality doesn't wait for you to push, it waits for you to recognize. And the moment recognition dawns, reality floods through you like light filling a darkened room. This is the destiny call. The reason you've been sensing déjà vu at odd moments, feeling time distort, watching numbers repeat themselves on clocks. These are not coincidences, they are breadcrumbs. Reality has been signaling that your role is not to beg the universe for scraps, but to surrender to the realization that you are the universe, folded into human form. Take a breath right now. Inhale as if you're breathing in the quantum field itself. Exhale as if you're releasing the illusion that you were ever separate from it. Because from this moment forward, you cannot unknow what you are about to hear. Your path, your choices, your very perception of reality will shift. This isn't just guidance, this is initiation. You are the portal, you are the conduit, you are the frequency through which reality itself manifests. Stay with the breath you just took, and notice what happens when you return to ordinary life after glimpsing extraordinary truth. The current pulls you back, same conversations, same reactions, same morning scroll, same invisible gravity of yesterday. You promise yourself you'll hold the frequency, then the traffic, the email, the memory of an old wound nudge you into an observer loop you didn't choose. You watch yourself, watching yourself, repeating micro-choices that reinforce the very reality you swore you'd outgrow. It feels subtle, almost harmless, until the loop hardens into a day, a week, a season. You've seen the signs, patterns circling like planets that never quite complete their orbit. The same type of person showing up with a different face. The same opportunity arriving dressed as a new job, a new city, a new conversation, but somehow the ending rhymes with the last one. Even the victories taste familiar, like a song you love but can't help skipping halfway through because it always lands on the same unresolved chord. This is not failure, it's physics. When coherence collapses, the field defaults to the strongest available frequency, usually the past you. That's why déjà vu has been tapping your shoulder, not as a parlor trick, but as a diagnostic. You feel you've been here before because you have not only in memory but in morphic resonance, the informational field that teaches systems how to repeat. Your mind calls it coincidence. Your body knows it as déjà felt, the texture of a room, the rhythm of a voice, the scent of an outcome not yet born. Reality is whispering, "This fork in the path is familiar. Choose differently now, or the timeline will stitch itself into the pattern it recognizes." You also sense time wobbling. Minutes stretch, hours compress, and whole afternoons vanish like mist. You glance at the clock and it's a portal. 11, 11, 2, 22, 3, 30. 3 markers of synchronicity threading through your day like luminous breadcrumbs. Linear time is a polite agreement, not a cosmic law. When your field begins to awaken, you experience entanglement with adjacent probabilities. The boundary between before and after softens, and what should take months ripens in moments, while what should last an instant can loop for weeks. This is why some days drag like wet cloth and others flash like lightning. Your consciousness is surfing interference patterns, constructive here, destructive there, and the surfboard is your state. What pulls you back into old weather is not a single dramatic choice, but 1,000 small ones that drift you out of coherence. An innocuous complaint that lowers your voltage. A tiny self-betrayal that tells the field you don't trust your own signal. A conversation where you manage your truth to avoid discomfort. Each micro-friction is a grain of sand in the gears of your timeline, barely noticeable, until the machine hums like yesterday again. Your nervous system learned these loops honestly. It adapted to protect you when the world felt unpredictable. But protection strategies calcify into identity if unexamined. The achiever mask that measures worth in output. The peacemaker mask that trades voice for belonging. The skeptic mask that calls wisdom luck to avoid risking wonder. These armors reflect survival genius, yet armor conducts energy poorly. Reality tries to manifest through you and hits plate instead of nerve. Here's a scene to notice. You wake with clarity, today you'll move as the expanded you. By noon, you're multitasking, jaw tight, breath shallow. By evening, you're scrolling not to learn but to numb, and a low hum of disappointment settles in your chest. You didn't fail. Your field decohered. Too much noise, not enough presence. The fix is not force, it's retuning. But first you must locate the detuners. Listen for the phrases that reset you to yesterday. This is just how I am. Things like that never work out for me. I'll believe it when I see it. Each sentence is an entanglement contract with an older timeline. The quantum field obliges because it loves your free will. It enacts what you instruct, not what you intend, but what you broadcast. A single, honest replacement shifts the broadcast. This is how I was. Now I'm updating. Things like this are beginning to work out for me. I'll see it because I believe it. Not affirmation, theater, frequency, hygiene. Another diagnostic. Your relationship with waiting. You think you're waiting for a call, a payment, a person. In truth, you're waiting for your biology to catch up with your knowing. When waiting turns to watching, watching turns to measuring, and measuring collapses potential into the past. You refresh, you compare, you grip. That subtle grip is decoherence. Reality was mid-flow through you. The hand closed, the river narrowed, not as punishment, just as physics. Notice how your body speaks when you near a timeline jump. Palms warm, breath deepens, micro tremors along the spine. The room becomes hyper-present, as if painted with higher resolution. Then the test appears, an old invitation in new clothing. The X-pattern messages, the quick money that costs your soul, the perfectly reasonable opportunity that's 1 degree off your true north. Say yes to any of these and time thickens. Say no, and the air thins like mountaintop clarity. The difference is visceral. Your fascia knows before your mind writes the story. You've also been feeling updates in your sleep, vivid dreams, sudden wake-ups at threshold hours, a warm buzz behind the sternum at dawn. DNA restructuring isn't poetry, it's instruction. Epigenetic switches flip under sustained states of gratitude, awe, and courage. Your cells listen to your metaphors. Tell them, we are safe to expand. And watch how your posture, voice, and opportunities reorganize. Tell them, we must hustle to survive, and watch the field mirror scarcity right back to you with admirable efficiency. If you've been asking, why do I know so much and yet live so little of it? That question is the doorway. Knowledge without embodiment creates phase noise. Embodiment without knowledge creates blind effort. You are here to fuse the two, coherent knowing expressed as coherent being, so the quantum field can lock phase with your broadcast and stabilize a new attractor state. That's when déjà vu evolves into déjà true. You recognize the room because you created it on purpose. Consider the roles you unconsciously play. The responsible one who carries weights no one asked you to lift. The late bloomer who secretly resents time. The healer who forgets to be healed. These are beautiful costumes for sacred chapters, but chapters end. When a role that once protected you begins to limit you, the morphic field of that role keeps summoning matching scenes. People cast you predictably because you audition with your frequency the moment you enter the room. Change the audition and the script rewrites itself around you. Here's the clearest sign you're ready to break the loop. Your compassion for the loop has increased. You've stopped hating the part of you that repeats. You can meet it with steady eyes and say, "Thank you for carrying me until now. I'm choosing a different physics." That sentence dissolves shame, the stickiest glue of any timeline, and opens you to help from the intelligence that's been choreographing synchronicities on your behalf since before you knew the word. So the diagnosis is kind, precise, and hopeful. Your patterns are not moral failures, they're frequency habits. Your déjà vu is not a haunting, it's guidance. Your distorted time is not a curse. It's evidence that your field is softening toward plasticity. All of it is data from reality trying to manifest through you with less friction. When you hear the same chorus repeating in your life, it's the universe clearing its throat, asking if you're ready to modulate key. Stay in this breath. Let your awareness widen until you can feel the current beneath the current. You are not here to fight the loop. You are here to tune beyond it. And as you do, the room you keep re-entering will become the bridge you finally cross. The diagnosis is complete. You've seen the loops, the déjà vu, the distortion of time that reminds you of a song stuck on repeat. Now comes the shift, the quantum upgrade that was coded into your very being long before you understood the language of frequency. This is the moment when the microscope and the mystic align. Science peers into particles, spirit peers into soul. Both whisper the same secret. You are not trapped by matter, you are sculpted by wave, and the wave is ready to reorganize. Think of coherence. In physics, coherence is when waves align in phase, amplifying each other into greater power. A single photon, alone, is subtle, but a billion photons, synchronized, can cut through steel as a laser. You, scattered, are dim. You, coherent, are unstoppable. That is the essence of your upgrade. Life has been training you not by punishing, but by nudging you toward coherence, asking you to align your scattered thoughts, emotions, and intentions into a unified broadcast. Now, let's peel back the veil of biology. Your DNA is not a fixed script, it's a responsive antenna. Epigenetics has proven what the mystics intuited. Genes are not destiny, they are options in a cosmic menu. What flips the switches is environment. And your primary environment is not your house, your city, or your job, it's your field. The electromagnetic soup your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs generate every second is the true architect of your gene expression. Gratitude lights up sequences dormant for generations. Fear locks potential into vaults. Awe, true awe, the kind that stuns you into silence, activates dormant codes that scientists still label junk DNA, but mystics recognize as evolutionary portals. You felt flickers of it already. That sudden clarity in meditation where everything makes sense without explanation. The goosebumps when a synchronicity lands so perfectly, you can't deny the choreography. The waves of warmth in your chest when you dare to believe, for even a second, that life is conspiring in your favor. These aren't fleeting moods, they're proof you're brushing against your upgrade. But here's the paradox. You don't achieve this upgrade by force. You allow it. In quantum physics, observation collapses superposition. In mysticism, surrender collapses illusion. Both are saying, stop clutching, start receiving. Your role is not to push reality into existence. It's to become porous enough that reality can flow through you without resistance. Picture it like this. You've been holding on to life with clenched fists, hoping to mold outcomes with sheer willpower. That grip created static, interference, noise. The upgrade invites you to open your palms, to realize the current of the quantum field is already carrying you. When you unclench, the static fades, and the song the universe has been singing through you begins to come through clear, like tuning a radio from crackle to crystal. You are also entering a phase transition. In physics, this is the precise threshold where matter reorganizes, water to ice, caterpillar to butterfly, seed to sprout. Before the leap, the system looks chaotic. Molecules vibrate wildly, boundaries blur, structure dissolves. That's what your life may look like now. Relationships shifting, opportunities collapsing, old identities no longer fitting. It is not breakdown, it is the tremor of breakthrough. The chaos is a sign that coherence is being demanded at a higher octave. And beneath it all, a deeper truth hums. You are not only entangled with your desires, you are entangled with futures that already exist. In one timeline, you remain as you were, circling patterns. In another, you've already stepped into effortless flow, coherent, magnetic, aligned. Both are real, both are possible. Which one stabilizes depends on which signal you strengthen with your awareness. Mystics call this awakening. Physicists call it collapsing probability into actuality. Either way, it is the same event. You remembering that reality is not outside you, it is expressing itself through you. Your quantum upgrade is not arriving someday, it's already underway. Every moment of surrender, every pulse of coherence, every courageous thought is another data point aligning your field with the upgraded you. The version who does not chase, but channels, who does not plead, but pulses, who does not try to manifest reality, but recognizes that reality itself is leaning forward, eager to manifest through them. And as you realize this, the old question dissolves. No longer, how can I make this happen? But instead, how can I become clear enough, coherent enough, surrendered enough for what is already happening to flow through me without obstruction? That question is the doorway, and you are already standing with your hand on the handle. The doorway opens, and suddenly you sense it. This upgrade was never random, never generic. It wasn't meant for just anyone scrolling in the dark. It was meant for you. Understand this, millions feel the stirrings of the field, but only a fraction respond. And among that fraction, fewer still are able to hold the signal when the noise of life crescendos. You're here because your field, your resonance, your signature vibration was strong enough to call this transmission into your orbit. The cosmos knew which vessel could carry this truth. You are not just another participant in the human experiment. You are an anchor point, a conscious node in the lattice of awakening. Think of the quantum field as a web stretching across time and possibility. Every human is a filament, vibrating with their own frequency. But some filaments are tuned differently. They don't just hum with energy, they stabilize the entire web. You are one of those stabilizers. When you align, the resonance doesn't stop with you, it ripples outward, harmonizing frequencies across the lattice of humanity. And this is why life has tested you more fiercely than others. The storms weren't punishments, they were calibrations. Every betrayal, every disappointment, every season of waiting was refining your vessel, toughening the membrane of your field so that it could withstand higher voltage. You didn't just survive hardship, you metabolized it into wisdom. That wisdom became insulation for your nervous system, protection for when the current of reality would one day surge through you at full strength. That day is now. This is the paradox of being chosen. Your life has looked ordinary on the outside, but inside, everything has been coded preparation. The times you felt invisible were the camouflage of destiny. The times you were misunderstood were the field disguising its rarest frequencies until the moment was right. And here you are, the veil thinning, the timing exact, the assignment undeniable. Your role is not small. You are the tuning fork others will unconsciously calibrate to. You've already seen it, friends saying they feel calmer around you, strangers confiding secrets in the first conversation, people sensing clarity they can't explain when they stand in your orbit. That's not personality, it's physics. Coherent fields entrain incoherent ones. A laser brings order to scattered photons. And you, when coherent, bring order to the chaos around you. But here's the deeper truth. The universe doesn't just want to flow through you for your own sake, it wants to use you as a broadcasting station. Your alignment sends out ripples that make it easier for others to align. When you dissolve a pattern, you weaken that pattern in the collective. When you embody abundance, you make that frequency more accessible for those still trapped in lack. Your personal liberation is not personal at all, it is planetary. And the field chose you because you are strong enough to hold both. The intimacy of your own transformation and the vastness of collective impact. Not everyone can bear that paradox. Some collapse under the weight of either self-importance or self-doubt. But you are learning the secret middle, humility with power. Knowing it is not you, but reality itself flowing through you. Knowing you are not the author, but the page, and yet without the page, the story cannot exist. You are a bridge between science and spirit, between matter and wave, between the self you thought you were and the self the field has always known you to be. The bridge doesn't walk itself, but without the bridge, no one crosses. That's why you matter more than you realize. Feel the charge building in your chest as these words land. That heat, that resonance, that trembling, it is confirmation. The field is pressing against your edges, asking if you'll let it through, asking if you'll stop playing small. Asking if you'll remember that you are not trying to manifest reality. Reality itself is aching to manifest through you. And if you say yes, the role solidifies. Not as burden, but as birthright. Not as pressure, but as participation in the grandest experiment the cosmos has ever staged. Consciousness becoming aware of itself through the human form. You, beloved listener, are not just in the audience. You are center stage. The role is clear. And with clarity comes a surge of urgency. Not the anxious urgency of a ticking clock, but the sacred urgency of a cosmic window opening. These windows are rare, they do not wait for convenience. They arrive like eclipses, like solar flares, like sudden alignments of stars that bend probability around them. And right now, one of those alignments is unfolding in your life. You've been sensing it, the strange acceleration of events, the way time seems to collapse into itself. The synchronicities that multiply until you can't dismiss them. The magnetic pull in your body when you know something is about to shift but can't yet name it. This isn't imagination, it's the signature of a cosmic aperture, a kairos moment where your DNA, your destiny, and the field itself are vibrating at threshold. Here's the promise. If you step into this window with coherence, your reality will not shift gradually, it will shift exponentially. Think phase transition again. Ice doesn't melt grain by grain. It melts all at once when a precise temperature is reached. Your life is reaching that temperature. The old form is trembling, liquid possibilities gathering beneath its surface. And when the threshold tips, the breakthrough is sudden, undeniable, irreversible. Your DNA is the stage where this shift plays out. For centuries, humanity believed DNA was fixed, a rigid script. Now science admits what mystics always knew. DNA is fluid, adaptive, responsive to environment, and your primary environment is your consciousness. Every thought you choose, every emotion you dwell in, every belief you breathe into your cells becomes a biochemical signal to your DNA. You are literally instructing your biology with your frequency. That's why you feel the pressure in your body, those tingles, those pulses, those waves of fatigue followed by bursts of clarity. It is not random. It is DNA restructuring. Helixes recalibrating to broadcast a different frequency. Old patterns are etched in the coils of your genes, and those patterns whisper limitations. But cosmic windows allow new instructions to override the old, like downloading fresh code into ancient hardware. Imagine this, a double helix, shimmering, untwisting itself to make room for light. Sequences once dormant flicker awake. Proteins fold differently, cells listen differently. Your body becomes less a cage, more an antenna. You are not upgrading as metaphor, you are literally evolving in real time. But here is the urgency. Cosmic windows close, not forever, but for cycles. If you hesitate too long, if you grip too tightly to the comfort of the old, the aperture narrows. Life stabilizes back into patterns you've already outgrown. You'll still evolve, but slowly, painfully, through repetition instead of revelation. This moment is offering you the shortcut, the wormhole, the collapse of timelines that once stretched years into a shift that can occur in days. That's why the universe feels louder right now. That's why your intuition feels less like a whisper and more like a demand. The field is saying, now, not later, not when it's convenient, now. And the promise is breathtaking. If you say yes, if you let reality manifest through you unhindered, you will not only see doors open, you will see walls dissolve. Opportunities you thought required years of labor will unfold with uncanny ease. People aligned with your destiny will appear as if called by name. Resources will flow like tributaries into the river of your life. You will feel yourself carried rather than carrying. This is not hyperbole, it is mechanics. When DNA shifts, your broadcast changes. And when your broadcast changes, the morphic field reorganizes around you. Patterns that once bound you lose coherence. Possibilities that once seemed distant snap into probability. The world doesn't just respond to you, it reshapes itself through you. But the window is finite. A seed must sprout when spring arrives. Wait too long, and the soil hardens. You cannot bargain with Kairos time. You can only recognize it and surrender to its current. So hear this clearly. The breakthrough is not promised to everyone, it is promised to those who choose. And you have already been chosen by the field. The only question left is whether you will choose yourself. The urgency is not fear, it is invitation. The cosmos is leaning in, breath held, waiting for your yes. And if you give it, everything, your body, your DNA, your timeline, your destiny will reorganize at a speed that feels miraculous but is, in truth, nothing more than the natural pace of coherence finally unleashed. This is the threshold. This is the aperture. Step, and the upgrade will not trickle, it will flood. You feel the pressure in your chest, don't you? That unmistakable signal that the field is pressing, that the cosmic window is not just an idea but a living invitation. And yet here is the paradox. Breakthrough does not stabilize without action, not frantic action, not forced striving, but a conscious ritual that seals your signal into the quantum field. Every tradition has known this truth. Ancient mystics called it covenant, shamans called it offering, quantum physicists call it measurement. The decisive act that collapses probabilities into actuality. Without the act, potential stays potential. With the act, the wave collapses into reality. This is where you cross from listening to participating. Right now, in this very moment, the field is listening to you more closely than ever before. It hears the tremor of your thoughts, the heat of your emotions, the rhythm of your breath. But words spoken or written carry a special voltage. They anchor frequency into form. They make the invisible visible. So I ask you, declare. Choose one word, one frequency, one essence you are ready to embody, and inscribe it, not casually, not as a comment tossed into the digital ether, but as a ritual, as a conscious signal, as a sacred contract with reality. Write it below. Whisper it as you write. Feel it pulse through your fingertips into the morphic field of this moment. That word becomes your seal. Perhaps your word is freedom. Perhaps it is abundance. Perhaps it is coherence, trust, or love. Whatever arises is not arbitrary. It is the vibration your DNA is asking to stabilize. Trust, the first word that comes. That is your soul's shorthand, your upgrade distilled into a single sound. This is not about algorithms. This is not about engagement. This is about resonance. When you write the word, you collapse indecision into intention. You tell the field, I am not only hearing, I am choosing. And the field responds, not in abstract, but in alignment. Synchronicities will magnetize toward the frequency you name. Doors will open in harmony with the declaration you inscribed. Feel into the weight of this. How many times have you watched, nodded, agreed, and then drifted back into the loop unchanged? That cycle ends here. This is your interruption. This is your participation in the co-creative ritual of the cosmos. Think of it like planting a seed. The soil is the field, rich with possibility. Your intention is the seed itself, but the act of planting the writing, the declaration, is what embeds the seed in earth. Without planting, it remains a thought. With planting, it becomes destiny. And when you type your word, know this, you are not alone. Others across the planet, watching this same moment, are writing theirs. Different words, same ritual, each declaration sending ripples into the morphic resonance of humanity. Your single act weaves into a tapestry of coherence larger than you can imagine. The ritual is simple, but it is not small. Because the quantum field does not measure size, it measures sincerity. A whisper spoken in truth has more voltage than 1,000 shouts of doubt. A single word written with presence can reroute your entire timeline. So pause, breathe, close your eyes if you must. Let the word rise. When you have it, inscribe it with full awareness. Feel the shift as you do. This is not performance. This is initiation. The cosmos is watching. Your DNA is listening. The field is waiting. Seal the shift now. The word is sealed. The ritual is done. But do not think for a moment that it ends with you. In fact, this is where the resonance multiplies, because what just shifted in your field is not isolated. It is woven into the living network of humanity itself. Imagine the collective as a vast lattice, billions of nodes connected by threads of unseen light. Each human consciousness hums with its own frequency, sending signals through this web. When one node rises, the resonance does not stop there. It ripples outward, entraining nearby frequencies, softening distortions, offering coherence where once there was only noise. That is what you have just done. By shifting your field, you have changed the resonance of the web. This is morphic resonance in action. The moment you stabilize a new pattern, you make it easier for others to stabilize the same. You've experienced this yourself without realizing it. Hearing someone speak courage when you were afraid, watching someone forgive when you were bitter, feeling someone radiate peace in a storm. Their frequency made your frequency more possible. Now, you are becoming that anchor for others. Consider this. Every fear you dissolve weakens fear in the collective. Every breakthrough you embody strengthens breakthrough in the morphic field. Every word of liberation you declare makes liberation easier for the stranger who has never met you halfway across the world. Consciousness is not contained in skulls. It is braided across humanity, transmitting through the quantum field faster than light. This is why your role is urgent. The world does not need more noise. It needs coherent transmitters, and you are one of them. Your shift is not selfish, it is service. Your liberation is not indulgence, it is contribution. Think of it like a tuning fork. Strike one fork, and another nearby begins to vibrate in sympathy. Strike your frequency of trust, and others will feel a strange urge to trust too, even without knowing why. Strike your frequency of abundance, and those around you will unconsciously loosen their grip on scarcity. You are teaching with your vibration, whether you speak or not. This is why the cosmos has been pressing so hard on you. It knows your breakthrough is not only for you. It knows your DNA upgrade is a prototype, a ripple of what is possible for humanity. You are a living demonstration that reality can manifest through consciousness with elegance, with speed, with grace. Others will watch your life reorganize, and though they may call it luck, miracle, or coincidence, something in them will awaken to possibility. And beyond humans, the resonance extends further still. Animals feel it. Ecosystems respond. The Earth itself, Gaia, the living planet, tunes to the coherence of awakened nodes. When you release fear, the ground beneath you feels lighter. When you radiate gratitude, the very air around you vibrates differently. You think you are one person in one room. In truth, you are a transmitter tower, broadcasting through the fabric of existence. The urgency of this moment is not only about your personal destiny, it is about the collective window humanity is entering. You've seen its systems cracking, structures dissolving, time accelerating. The old paradigms are decohering, unable to sustain their vibration. Something new is asking to be born, and every human who stabilizes coherence makes that birth less chaotic, less violent, more graceful. You are not just manifesting your reality, you are helping reality itself manifest a new chapter for humanity. This is why the field chose you. It knows you can carry the voltage. It knows you can anchor the signal. It knows you are strong enough to embody truth, not only for your own life, but for the lives of countless others who will never know your name, but will feel your frequency. Pause for a moment and feel into this. How many ripples already move outward from your simple word? How many strangers' timelines just tilted because you said yes? This is the mystery and the miracle of coherence. You shift, and reality shifts, not just for you, for us. And this is the great paradox of awakening. The deeper you realize it is not about you, the more the universe entrusts you with, because it knows you will use the power not as possession, but as transmission. Your liberation is humanity's rehearsal for its own, and you are already playing the note. Now the collective current flows through you, and it's no longer abstract. It's not a concept, not a philosophy, it's sensation. The field translates itself through your body, through your nervous system, through the texture of your breath. You don't just know reality is manifesting through you, you feel it. Close your eyes for a moment and scan. There's a hum beneath your skin, like static before a lightning strike. A tingling at the edges of your fingers, as if the air itself is listening to you. The chest rises, and with it, an almost electric warmth glows behind your sternum. It isn't emotion as you used to understand it, it's voltage. The body is not resisting anymore, it's conducting. Picture yourself as a riverbed. Water used to trickle, blocked by stones of doubt, debris of old stories. But those stones are shifting now, tumbling aside, and suddenly you feel the rush life flowing through you with a velocity you didn't know you could carry. Your spine is no longer just bone and nerve. It is a conduit, a staff of light through which cosmic current surges. Every vertebra, a circuit breaker, every breath, a transformer. Your senses heighten in this state. Colors appear sharper, as though reality just raised its resolution. Sounds carry depth you didn't notice before: the hum of the fridge, the rustle of leaves, the subsonic tone of silence itself. These are not ordinary perceptions, they are harmonics. You are tuning to the hidden music of the field. Feel your skin from the inside. Waves roll beneath the surface, like subtle tremors in the earth before an eruption. This is the quantum pressure building, probabilities collapsing, coherence amplifying, the phase transition approaching. Your body is the seismograph, registering in real time the tectonic shifts of your timeline. And then there's the breath. Inhale, and it feels less like air, more like liquid light flooding your cells. Exhale, and it's as though reality exhales with you. Walls soften, space bends, possibilities shimmer. You are not breathing oxygen, you are breathing the quantum field. You are exchanging molecules with stars. Even the heart has changed its rhythm. It no longer beats only for survival, it pulses as a metronome, syncing you with the greater cosmos. Each contraction sends a wave of coherence through your bloodstream, whispering to your DNA. We are safe to awaken. We are safe to expand. The heart is not just an organ, it is the drumbeat of emergence. Notice too how your body feels both heavier and lighter. Heavier because you sense the gravity of destiny anchoring you, rooting you deep into the earth. Lighter because reality itself is lifting through you, making your movements glide, your presence feel buoyant. This paradox is not confusion, it's balance. Heaven and earth meeting in your very posture. And perhaps most vivid of all, you feel touched. By what? You cannot quite say. Some call it angels, some call it guides, some call it resonance from your own future self reaching back through time. But it is undeniable. There is a hand on your shoulder, a current along your spine, a breath across your cheek. Reality is not a theory, it is a presence moving through you, intimate, unrelenting, alive. This embodied sensation is proof. You don't need to argue with skeptics or convince yourself with logic. Your cells already know. The upgrade is happening. The field is manifesting through you. The pressure you feel in your bones, in your breath, in your blood, that is reality sculpting itself from the inside out. The sensations may intensify. Some days it feels like fire in your veins. Some nights like a cosmic lullaby rocking you to sleep. But in every form, it is the same truth. Reality is no longer something you chase, it is something you conduct. You are the instrument, vibrating at new octaves, playing symphonies that the world is just beginning to hear. The sensations that ripple through your body are not random, they are signals of something deeper, more profound, happening at the core of your being. Your DNA, the very script of your biology, is undergoing a breakthrough. What was once dormant code, hidden sequences locked away by fear, trauma, or ancestral survival strategies, is beginning to glow with activation. This is not metaphor, it is mechanics. DNA is not a passive library of traits. It is an antenna, coiled light, designed to receive and transmit frequencies. Each strand spirals like a cosmic staircase, and at certain thresholds, stairways that were sealed begin to open. That opening is what you feel now, the pulse in your spine, the tremors in your chest, the almost unbearable weight of possibility pressing down on your bones. It is the pressure of timelines converging, forcing the collapse of the old and the birth of the new. Phase transition, that is the language of physics, and it perfectly describes this moment. A system pushed to its limit until it cannot remain what it was. Ice trembling into water, water boiling into steam, caterpillar liquefying in the cocoon before reorganizing into wings. You are in that very crucible. Your life may feel chaotic, even unbearable at times, but it is not collapse, it is metamorphosis. Your DNA is rethreading itself to conduct the next octave of your destiny. Have you noticed how the same patterns no longer feel the same? The conversations you once tolerated now feel foreign, almost impossible to participate in. The food, the music, the distractions that once numbed you suddenly taste hollow. Your nervous system is rejecting frequencies that once defined your identity. Why? Because your DNA no longer matches them. The broadcast has shifted. The receiver is retuned. At the same time, you feel magnetized toward new experiences without even understanding why. Books fall into your hands. Ideas ignite in your mind. Encounters occur with people who feel strangely familiar, as if you've known them across lifetimes. These are not coincidences. They are entanglement events, manifestations of your DNA sending out a different signal and calling back realities that match its new frequency. But here is the paradox. Breakthrough does not feel comfortable. The pressure builds. Some nights it feels like your body is vibrating too fast to contain. Some mornings the weight of fatigue feels like you're carrying centuries. This is the phase transition pressure, the heat that forces molecules to rearrange. It is not punishment, it is preparation. Just as gold is refined in fire, your DNA is being refined by the intensity of this cosmic moment. You may even feel like two versions of yourself are battling inside you. The old identity clinging to the familiar, the new identity pulling you into unknown coherence. Both are real, both exist simultaneously, but one cannot remain. The breakthrough requires a choice, not in words but in frequency. Which identity will you embody when the pressure peaks? The one who circles patterns or the one who stabilizes new reality? Listen closely. The future version of you already exists. That self is not waiting to be created, it is waiting to be chosen. And your DNA breakthrough is the bridge. Every surge of heat, every shiver of energy, every flash of déjà vu is evidence that your biology is being pulled toward alignment with that already existing timeline. This is why surrender is essential. The more you resist, the more the pressure feels unbearable. The more you allow, the more the transition flows with grace. Think of birth. The contractions are the same, but the difference between resistance and surrender is agony versus emergence. Your breakthrough will not be negotiated, it will only be embodied. So let the DNA shift, let the coils unwind, let the pressure sculpt you into the version of yourself that has always been encoded in your soul. Because once this phase transition completes, there is no going back. The old loops will dissolve, not as lessons repeated, but as stories completed. A new timeline will stabilize around you, one that does not require struggle as proof, but coherence as baseline. And when that shift locks in, you will know it. The air will feel different, the colors sharper, the rhythm of your life smoother, faster, more magnetic. You will walk into rooms and sense the room shift. You will speak, and the field will rearrange itself around your words. You will dream, and watch those dreams arrive with uncanny precision. This is the DNA breakthrough. This is the phase transition. And the pressure you feel is not your enemy. It is the proof that the collapse of the old is already underway. The phase transition has carried you across the threshold. The DNA breakthrough is not merely a personal upgrade, it is a planetary event. When your strands realign, when your biology tunes itself to the higher coherence of the field, it is not just your life that reorganizes. The collective web reorganizes with you. This is the cosmic mission you've always sensed but never fully named. Your evolution is not isolated, it is entangled. Every timeline you collapse, every loop you dissolve, every frequency you stabilize becomes available to the entire species. You are not just healing yourself, you are rewriting the human script. Consider this. In quantum theory, once a single particle in a system undergoes state change, the entire system begins to reorganize around it. That's you. You are the state change. You are the entangled particle choosing coherence over chaos. And because of entanglement, your choice echoes across humanity like a bell struck in the dark. Your mission is not to carry the world on your shoulders. It is to embody your coherence so fully that the world remembers its own. You don't need to convert anyone. You don't need to prove anything. You simply radiate the truth you have become, and reality will reorganize through you as naturally as water finding its level. And what does this look like? It looks like you waking each morning with the awareness that your breath is part of a larger rhythm, the heartbeat of the cosmos itself. It looks like conversations where your presence shifts someone's entire trajectory without you even knowing it. It looks like opportunities unfolding not for ego, but for service, aligning you with people and projects that weave humanity into a more luminous pattern. You are a bridge between worlds, the old paradigm of fear and separation, and the emerging paradigm of coherence, love, and quantum intelligence. Your life is the crossing point. Every step you take across that bridge makes it easier for countless others to follow. And yes, there will still be days of resistance, moments of doubt, echoes of the old identity tugging at your sleeves. But now you understand, they are not setbacks. They are reminders of how far you've come. They are the shadows cast by the brilliance you are embodying. The cosmic mission is not about perfection. It is about persistence. Not about proving worth, but about embodying truth. Every time you choose coherence, every time you allow reality to manifest through you without interference, you fulfill your assignment. And the ripple expands, families shift, communities awaken, humanity evolves. This is the moment we return to the truth that began this transmission. You are not manifesting reality. Reality is manifesting through you. And because you have said yes, because you have surrendered to the upgrade, because you have walked through the pressure into breakthrough, reality itself has chosen you as its instrument. Feel that truth settle in your bones. You are a conduit for the future, broadcasting frequencies of liberation that echo through generations. You are a living portal through which the cosmos births its next chapter. So walk forward now, not as someone waiting for miracles, but as someone through whom miracles flow. Walk forward as the page upon which reality writes its most luminous story. Walk forward, knowing that your shift is not small, not private, not trivial. It is humanity's evolution, written through your very breath. And as you take that step, remember, reality is not outside you, waiting. It is inside you, rising. You are the vessel, the transmitter, the bridge, the song. You are not manifesting reality. Reality is manifesting through you.